G'day YouTube, it's Justin from Do Adventures, and tonight we're cooking up the yabbies.
That's a ripper. Okay, so all I'm doing, taking a sharp knife, cutting through the back shell all the way through to cut the tail in half and reveal all the meat. Makes it easier to cook, and once it's cooked the meat comes out of the shell much easier. That one's already out. Make sure when you do it, you position the knife carefully because it's so easy to slip.
And we don't want to have a trip to the hospital.
My knives are extremely sharp and I'd probably lose an appendage. Okay. Last couple to go. Make sure you position the knife at the back of the tail. Put downwards pressure on it. And start there and just rock it backwards and forwards. Sharp knife, very sharp. Using a blunt knife will probably get you into a lot of trouble. Last one. And done. Alright, that's all the meat prepared. So what we want to do next, grab all the meat, put it into a tray or a large bowl. Make sure you spread it around evenly. And then all you do, give it a coat with some freshly ground black pepper and salt. I just use the Himalayan rock salt, it's nicer. And you just give it a light sprinkle. Not too much because these things, you don't want them too salty, they'll taste disgusting. Okay, so you just give it a little sprinkle, more pepper and salt there, which is good. Make sure you coat all of them in the salt and pepper because you don't want more with coating than others because they'll be way too strong. Okay, usually I like fresh basil. You just give that a rough chop. You don't need to chop it fine. You can even crush it up in your hand, pull it to pieces and throw it in. So you grab the basil and you sprinkle it on top. Make sure that goes through all of the meat. Basil gives it a lovely fresh taste. Don't use too much, usually about a large pinch of basil leaves will give it a nice taste. Too many and it will just taste like mint. Okay, so the next thing that we do after that, normally you'd use butter and you'd use garlic. Well, I don't have any fresh garlic on me, so I'm going to use some garlic powder. Now the garlic powder can be a lot stronger than the fresh garlic in some cases, so don't go overboard with it. I would use, for this size here, probably a tablespoon of the garlic mixed in with the butter, and then excuse me, and then mixed in with your hands. Once the butter's been mixed with the garlic, combined massaged into all the meat. Okay, so that you know that everything's coated. From there, it goes to the fry pan, which we'll show you in a minute. Justin's just about eating all of the
that's one I.
the butter, so
That's a different one. That's one I took to the beach yesterday.
okay. Leave your butter out on the side for a little while, just so it starts to soften a fair bit. That way it makes it easier to distribute among the crayfish. You don't want hard butter, because hard butter does not work. Okay, so like I said, about a tablespoon of garlic. It's very easy to mix. If the people I were feeding were more tolerant to spicy stuff, I'd also put some Tabasco in there. Tabasco gives it a nice flavour, nice peppery flavour, but very smooth. So once that's all mixed in together, and you can see it there, all the granules all the way through the butter. Then you start mixing and basting the actual crayfish. Make sure you get all of the butter out, because
It's expensive.
yeah, it's expensive and, well, you're going to miss out on some of the taste. Okay, so once you do that, don't be afraid to get your fingers in there. Make sure you wash your hands. Coat all of the crayfish evenly. You can see it's going through all of them. Okay. Scrape your hands off, get rid of all of the offshoots. That all goes back in there. I'll just wash my hands. While Justin squirts some olive oil into a pan for me. Just a little bit of a dash. That's it. Well, that's perfect. You don't want to use too much oil, because it'll over-flavour the garlic and you will have a mess. Okay. Normally I'd let the freshwater crayfish marinate in that mixture for at least half a day. But because we decided to cook them up for dinner tonight, the butter will still work its way into the flesh, but the longer it's on the meat, the better it is. Okay, so once this is turn that down a bit. Justin's gone crazy with the heat. Okay, so you just wait for the oil to get hot. I'm using olive oil, or grapeseed oil is really good as well. It gives the meat a really nice taste. You can use normal unsaturated oils, anything you want. Sunflower oil, whatever suits your purpose, but I like the taste of olive oil, and I like the taste that it puts through the food. Just a light season of the pan, salt and pepper. Use fresh lemon juice if you can get it. If you can't, just whack a little bit of fresh lemon juice into it. The lemon juice will evaporate in a little while, but not long enough so that we don't get a good flavour out of that. Don't be afraid to get dirty. Use your paws. As long as you wash your hands, there's no problem. Okay, so okay, while you're cooking these freshwater crayfish, you don't want the heat to be on high. Put it on a medium heat so that the meat can cook for the onion I showed you how to cut up just a minute ago. Goes into the pan. Now I forgot to tell you that you don't have to use butter. Okay, when you do this, another recipe that I've done, you can use duck fat. Duck fat is extremely tasty. It alters the flavour of the freshwater yabby tails a little bit, but not very much. And what you find to get is a mix of flavours that is absolutely beautiful. So those people who don't like a strong fishy taste or anything like that, it comes off a little bit gamey, but not much at all. And with the herbs and spices and the very simple seasoning that we put in, to this dish, you can have a perfect meal if you want to cook this for your girlfriend or whoever. It'll be a perfect meal for you. Very easy to do and extremely tasty. Okay, you wouldn't believe me, see how those onions, they've only just started to go see-through. See what I meant by a lot of people overcook their onions and their onions burn. There's nothing worse than having burnt onions in a dish like this, because the tartness that you get from the onions goes bitter. It's like eating bitter garlic. Nobody likes bitter garlic. Bitter garlic, you might as well piss in the pan, because that's all you're going to get afterwards. Okay, so that's it. It's done. Enjoy.
Okay, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the cooking. What do you reckon, Deegan?
Smells pretty good.
You reckon that tastes good?
Yeah.
Okay, YouTube, that's it. We're about to sit down and eat the delicious meal cooked by a good friend of mine. Thank you very much, you know who you are. And as you can see, I got my off-sider back. He got away from his friends for 1 minute to help me film. Have a good night. See you around like a rissole. Pew!